Okay, now let us get into some evidence. And with this evidence, we'll use to connect some dots and show you the time and season we are in, right? And it also shows you the desperation, right? How desperate these people are for you to accept this agenda. How desperate they are for you to bow at the feet of the LGBTQ agenda, right? Now, let us get into this. Hospitals say hormone filled milk from trans women who were born male is just as good for a baby as the real thing. Can you believe that? Right? And this is coming from the hospital. They are saying it is just as good. Right? Let us get into this evidence. Drug induced milk from transgender women who were born male is as good for baby as a mother's breast milk, and NH Trust has said. Unbelievable. A leak letter from the medical director of University Hospital Sussex NHS Foundation Trust describe both as human milk and says that they are the ideal food for infants. No, they're not. No, they're not. How can you compare, right? Chest feeding transgenders milk to the milk that is produced from a biological woman that the Most High Creator put there. How can you compare? There's no comparison there. And the two can't be the same. You have one that is hormone filled, right? One that is coming from a individual that is a biological male, right? And they use various pharmaceuticals to cause this milk to flow in a biological manner, right? And then you want to say the two are the same, right? And people must buy into it and people must accept it because it is coming from the educated people, the ones in suit and tie. Let's continue with the evidence. The letter was sent on behalf of the trust chief executive in response to a campaign group complaints about the trust gender policies. It defends the controversial practice of induced lactation by means of powerful medication to enable trans women to stimulate breastfeeding. It also claims that the term human milk is meant to be neutral and is not gender biased. But responding to the letter, Labour MP Rosie Duffield said, babies can't be used as guinea pigs for someone else's lifestyle choice. And I completely agree. This is child abuse. How can you have a child suckling on a biological man's chest, right? When that individual didn't even push the child out, right? Because we know these biological men don't have womb, they don't have uterus, they weren't born with it, right? But yet you're putting a child to suckle on his chest. Why? Why? Right? This is child abuse. And if you people don't see this agenda for what it is, I don't know what else to tell you because it is a poison chalice. You see, we are entering a time when these people want a new world power. So the old system has to go, right? A nation that stands with the Most High is a nation that cannot be defeated. But once they push this LGBTQ agenda on you and you accept it and you keep quiet, then they can defeat you, right? It is a plan. And people need to wake up and realize that the LGBTQ agenda is a poison chalice. And once you put it at the forefront in your country, once you make it this important point in your country, the Most High will leave your land. You will have no God, right? If any one of you out there believe that the West can go against China, Russia, and their allies, you are joking. It's not happening. And that is why China do not support the LGBTQ agenda and they put in various laws. And the same for Russia. While you have America Britain and the rest supporting it. At what point people is going to stand aside, look at this thing and realize something is desperately wrong, right? Something is desperately wrong. Our enemies don't support it and they continue to implement laws, right, to stop it while the West keeps embracing it. Ask yourself, right? Who is the powerful country right there? Right? Which country is the God's gonna stand beside when war breaks out? That's the question, right? Understand this agenda is a poison chalice. How can you compare, right? The secretion that is coming from a trans woman, a biological man, right? To the milk that is coming from a biological female that the Most High Creator put there. How can you compare the two? Right? There's no comparison. Right? Understand what this thing is. And they are setting the West up. Any nation that stands with the Most High is a nation that cannot be defeated, is a nation that cannot go into slavery. People, silence is consent. And they beat you into submission and they call you all kind of homophobes if you say, this is not my lifestyle, this is not right, we should not be doing this to children, right? But I will not be silenced, right? Because YouTube money is not important, because money has no value. We need to pray and say, glory be to the Most High.